This is your sign, pick yourself. Okay, I just got out of the gym. It's a freaking Friday night, and as much as it's cute to go on Tinder and Bumble and like explore my options and stuff, I'm gonna pick myself this year. And what I mean by that is you should as well. And this is my recommendation. Again, please seek professional help. This is just my experience. If you need advice or anything medical, go to a professional. Okay, this is my story. Don't take this to heart. Don't follow these advice. This is just me entertaining you guys. So, it's Friday night. I'm at the gym. Ooh, from my car. I hope she's okay. So it's freaking Friday night, and I'm like, dang. Like, this is my reality. Okay, Conde back in square one, loving herself. So how exactly do I do that? Like, what the hell is going on? I thought, I experienced where I thought this was my everything, in terms of relationship. I thought like my finances were good, and then things just kept piling up. Last year was just over and over and over again. So I didn't know how to pick myself. So I desperately sought that validation from everybody else. And what I mean by that is I would literally bust my ass off, work hours to want somebody to stay, whether it's buying things. Like, I was like, please don't leave. Like, I would get like really bad like attachment issues. And so last year was just letting go of attachments, letting go of like, I'm really choosing me now. Like, every fun that I have isn't just for them to stay. Like, if they leave, they leave. I always say this analogy, like, you're welcome to this dinner table. You can eat whatever meal that you want, and if you decide to leave, please, by all means, leave. I'm not keeping you here. And it took me a long time, and I've had like 3 serious relationships, and the last one took a really toll on me because it meant so much to me. And I realized, what, like, it's okay. Like, whatever love that Jesus Christ has, it'll come to me. Whatever the universe has, it'll come to me. And Conde didn't know her worth now, but I had to go through that journey to pick myself. And the hardest part was like, I wanted people to stay. I wanted people to choose me, to want me, to want to make me feel like I'm special and I'm important, that they would choose me. And I guess what? When they didn't, what did I do? Right? Like, I learned to pick myself, but it was from a place of denial. I just didn't know how to do it, guys. Transparent. Like, the one thing about a woman that is so beautiful is we are willing to go out of our way to keep the peace, to sacrifice ourselves, even though it's destructive. I admire that quality, and I see it in my mother. So I happened to take on that, to where I was neglecting, self-sabotaging, abandoning myself for the sake of a relationship, for the sake of this fantasy, which, by the way, ended. And it was like the third one was like the last straw, where I was like, okay, I'm really gonna sit with myself, however long it takes, manifest this, heal this. I don't care how long it is, because my desire for the reality that I want is so strong, and I'm going to recognize my worth. So I decided to pick me. On Valentine's Day, when everything just crumbled, I was like, really? Are you fucking serious? Like, out of all the days of the year, like Valentine's Day. And I was like, you know what? This is an opportunity to choose me, to love me. And it's so funny how the universe brings things together, because I went to work and they were handing out like, Valentine's Day gifts and everything. And at my other jobs, I work 2 jobs, one children with autism, and the second one is people with disability. And I literally realized that, like, one of my managers gave me like chocolate and a stuffed bear, and I started bawling my eyes out. Like, I couldn't keep it in. I was like, even if like physically there is no relationship, like, even if you have to choose yourself, the universe in some way, shape, or form will show you that it loves you so much. And in this case, like, I got snacks and candy and chips. Like, I was so grateful for the little things. And I realized, like, picking myself means like I'm willing to, although admit the flaws of what I had done wrong and take ownership, I'm also willing to see how precious I am, even if the appearance of unworthiness is so real. So picking yourself means screw what anybody else thinks. I might be sad, I might be overweight, I might not have much money, but guess what? I'm going to heal, I'm going to take responsibility, and I choose to see the value within myself. See, the biggest problem is not that we're inadequate. The biggest problem is that we are powerful beyond measure. Coach Carter. Okay? What that simply means is People will walk in and out of your life, and that is okay. Let them leave. If they decide to eat at another dinner table, that's fine. Perfect your meal. Work on yourself. Be the master of your fate, the captain of your soul. Be the architect of your life. When you pick yourself, you realize you are supposed to be authentic and transparent and honest and abundant. And guess what? If people don't stay in your life, that is absolutely okay. That is absolutely okay. Keep moving forward. Okay? And don't destroy yourself or somebody else's family, relationships, mindset because you don't know how to pick yourself. You know what I'm talking about. Sit with yourself and cry your ass off. I'm dead serious, because we now live in a society where, coming from where I come from, you know, I was raised to be traditional, like, death do us part, one husband, you stay loyal, you work through no matter what, like, you give it your best until it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But coming to America, when I say, like, homewreckers, hoes, sleeping around, like, multiple options, I'm like, what in the world is this? Is like witchcraft 101, like, or what? Like, the idea is that we think we have options. The idea is that, what I'm trying to say is, like, when you pick yourself, and this is for the ones that self-sabotage, and I know you watch this, like, if you are someone that is actively trying to destroy somebody else's relationship, when you know your consciousness is speaking up but you decide not to listen to it, that's some self-reflecting to do. If somebody isn't picking you, pick your damn self. Pick yourself back up. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm sick and tired of having traumatized people walking around like they think that the world owes them something. The world doesn't. You are your own world. So you owe it to yourself to heal, to reflect, to grow. And just because you're in pain does not mean you need to reflect that on somebody else. Just because you're in pain does not mean you need to destroy marriages, relationships, that you need to go around hurting people. And if you don't sit with yourself, right, and you decided, oh, I'm healed, I'm through 6 months and I'm healed, you know, I'm doing good, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, like, stop being so scared of sitting by yourself. Go through the end of the tunnel. And realize if your biggest fear is that, like, you're gonna end up alone and no one's gonna love you, okay, and what? Okay, and then what? If your biggest fear is you're gonna be broke forever, and, like, okay, and what? So picking yourself isn't just about picking yourself and doing what you love, what matters to you. It's literally being honest with yourself. You are the reason why your reality is this way. Can't nobody come here and try to save you. Okay, God is with you all the time, but you have to have the will and the intention to do so. Right? The intention with the right action creates a reality that you want. So, if you are trying to manifest because it comes from a place of heart, you cannot manifest out of trauma. You must first pick yourself, choose who exactly do you want to be? What character do you want to play? And if nobody picks you, that's fine. Pick the character. You are the director of your story. And maybe nobody understands. Maybe you might go to the gym alone for some time. Maybe you just feel like nobody gets you. But guess what? You must get yourself. You must understand yourself. Because how can somebody love you if you don't even know how to love yourself? How can somebody truly pick you if you don't even know, like, what you like, what you don't like? We want people to come into our lives to save us, but yet most of us don't even have the capacity to save ourselves. We're not raising infants. This is literally 2026. And this is, like, the harsh reality of the pick-me world, is that, like, I see it all the time on social media. I'm so fucking sick and tired of walking around like people think the world owes them something, and then, like, not taking accountability. And, like, I think about when I was younger, I was talking to this person a long time ago, and I'm like, this is not to shame. I'm like, started dating when they were like 14, 15, and I'm like, you never sat with yourself. Like, you never sat with yourself, and you constantly hurt other people because you're hurting. And for me personally, because I got out of that, right? I started dating when I was 19. I've had like 3 serious relationships, and I'm taking time for myself. I can't help but think, like, I wish people would sit down and pick themselves and heal themselves and grow themselves, so that way they stop spreading this disease of hurt. And, like, you're only gonna continue to add into the madness of the world, of which it already is. So if you truly do believe in God, why continue to hurt yourself? If God picked you to live in this vessel, Why don't you pick yourself? And at the end of the day, yes, it might be lonely, it might be tough, but you always had what it takes. If you can breathe and you've got this far, then you most definitely have what it takes to get to point Z. Okay? And my encouragement to you is that you might not like yourself right now, or you might love yourself. Whatever the situation is, you really have to go into the belly of the beast. And I highly recommend you guys watching either Beauty and the Beast or Pinocchio. But with Pinocchio, he wanted to be a real boy. So what that meant was he had to dive into the belly of the whale to save his dad. But he ended up sacrificing himself, and his dad is just mourning. But the bigger picture that I want you guys to understand is that if you decide to pick yourself and you decide to live for yourself and to live for humanity and other people, the old version of yourself has to go. You have to do the inner work. You can pick a book, start with one book, one podcast, and let that journey unravel. And don't even think about the end result right now, right? Just like Pinocchio's, like, he didn't know what he was going to get into, but his life, right? But he saved his father. And from that, he became a real boy. So that's how God works, is that, like, it's about the test. A pick-me girl isn't just someone that is traumatized or like didn't have that. She just doesn't know if the self that she is right now is worth pursuing, or is precious enough to be kept, is important enough to be chosen. So be like Pinocchio and put yourself in a position to where you are so uncomfortable with facing yourself that you're willing to tell yourself the honest truth. You're willing to be honest with yourself as to why you hurt yourself and other people. Really go back in time and forgive yourself for what you've done to yourself and other people. And once you realize that the idea of a pick-me is just someone who doesn't understand their worth, and you give yourself that antidote to heal that part of you, which can take a long time, it's your willingness, right, to want to do better, then that's when the world really opens its doors, guys. Like, when I say that it's fucking hard, like, nobody wants to do the inner work, but everybody wants to have a marriage. Everybody is married to the idea of a wedding. But, like, pick me isn't just you walking your purpose and choosing yourself. Pick me is simply, like, really advocating and taking yourself to court and, like, telling the whole world that, like, you matter, that who you are and your emotions matter, that whatever is going on in this world is, like, you still have a say. That's the idea of a pick-me girl, a pick-me guy, is stop living for others and start living for yourself. And you think about your children, it's like, if you can't pick yourself and one day you want to have kids, how can they possibly ever feel that they're special? If you can't pick yourself, they're going to think you can't even pick them. That's how I live, is like, if I was to have a daughter one day and I ran this mindset of, like, people pleasing, validation, and I don't know where I stand, my daughter is going to look at herself and recognize her self-worth and realize, well, if mom can't pick herself and love herself or have the confidence, like, how would I know that mom truly would choose me if she's out here choosing other people? And my own mother was a pick-me girl, and that's how she was raised. You know, like the Asian woman, you work for everybody else, you know, you're all about the collective, you forget that you are your own sovereign being, like, you're just like somebody in the corner until somebody needs you. And so that's why this video is an inspiration, because I don't want you guys to grow up thinking that, like, you're just an option, like, or the best option. You're not an option. You are a wife, you are a husband, you are the daughter of the Most High, you're the son of the Most High. So picking yourself means standing in the light and recognizing, I don't care what this world says, I don't care my circumstance, I'm gonna fight for me. I'm gonna pick me. That is why I created this video. I felt it in my spirit to tell you that you're where you need to be. Pick yourself. Nothing selfish. In fact, it's self-full. Self-love is when you choose yourself and look at yourself and realize, you look at yourself in the mirror and realize, like, you know what? Screw what they think. I'm gonna find out how powerful I really am, and I'm gonna love myself like my life depends on it. So let me go on that adventure. Like I always say, be fruitful and multiply Christ consciousness. I love you guys so much, and send this to whoever you think needs to hear this. Until next time, bye guys.